Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Longmeadow Educational Excellence Foundation 2013 Grant Awards presentation, our first in this wonderful building. My name is Joe Aberdale, and on behalf of the LEEF Board of Directors, I bid you a warm welcome and thank you for joining us today. Our educators today have greater demands placed on them than ever before. Everyone has high expectations of you. We want you to provide our children, whom President Kennedy called our greatest natural resource, the best hope for our future, with the knowledge and skills required to become educated, productive citizens in a complex and ever-changing world. Communities want you to achieve these goals with limited resources. All of us at LEEF are committed to providing you with as many opportunities as possible to foster and enhance your creative and innovative ideas and visions in the classroom. Our goal is to help make the realization of those visions become a reality, so that our children and you can thrive and prosper in a full and rich educational environment. Anthony D'Angelo said, "Develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow." We admire and very much appreciate that passion for growing and learning that you develop in our children. Today is a very special day for us at LEEF, for it is the culmination of a year's work with an opportunity for us to show you our gratitude and to present you with these grant awards. You have accepted our challenge, risen to the occasion, and submitted a variety of creative and innovative, wonderful ideas and lessons. We are here to announce and celebrate the awarding of 16 grants in the amount of $103,502. These awards bring the total number of grants awarded to 268 in the amount of $974,600 since LEEF's beginning in 2002. And I have to tell you how much I enjoy handing out other people's money. LEEF grants are awarded to teachers and administrators in all grade levels and cover all subject areas in all of our schools. The money needed to fund these grants has been raised as a result of the dedication and tireless work of the LEEF Board of Directors, many volunteers in our community, and our very generous donors. The annual LEEF Gala, our major fundraiser, was a great success this year due to the tireless work of the Gala co-chairs, Jen Cosgrove and Jen Santos. Jen Cosgrove is here with us today. Jen, please stand and be recognized. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the board members and volunteers who served on the LEEF Grant Review Committee for their dedication, the time and work they put into evaluating all of the grant applications. It was a challenging task. I would like to share with you the satisfaction and pride I feel when I go into the classrooms to photograph and interview teachers and students who are actively using LEEF grant materials and resources. To observe their enthusiasm and to hear their comments as to how much our grants are truly making a difference is very rewarding. 4 such grants have been awarded through the years to Williams Middle School teacher Anna Jelinas. I would like to invite Anna to share with us now her thoughts about the impact that her grants have made. Anna?
Good afternoon. I teach 7th and 8th grade Spanish at Williams Middle School. And as Joe mentioned, I have received several grants in the past. One of the first grants that I received was a mobile projector and laptop combination on a cart that we could kind of move around, which was later replaced by a wall mount projector and whiteboard, also funded by LEEF. I also had a grant for Caribbean Day at Williams, cameras for the yearbook, and subscriptions to different internet sites that could allow kids to practice vocabulary and speaking Spanish online. That first grant changed the way I teach dramatically. I was able to then display current events. I didn't have to pass around a picture of where I had been in Spain 15 years before. It was, big and vibrant on the screen. I could play music at the same time. I could show them a clip of a video and then switch back to the picture. I didn't have to roll a TV, VCR, DVD, CD player around and around the room and keep switching which plug and which thing I was using. I just had one unit that did it all. It was wonderful. And then adding the whiteboard to the wall mount afterwards allowed kids to go up to the board. I could display the worksheet I was doing. I could use colored markers to show them the directions, give them an example, and then let them do the same thing. They could go up and add answers to the screen. We could talk about if the answer was correct or not correct. And that probably has been the greatest impact that I've seen on the kids is they are consistently engaged in the lesson. They can get up and go to the board, so they have the mobility that middle schoolers desperately need. They can ask me a question, I heard there was an earthquake in Puerto Rico. Oh, well, let me look that up, and then we put it on the screen. It was 60 miles off the coast, nothing affected in San Juan, which is what we're working on right now. But it's nice to be able to do that for them because it's real, it's authentic. They ask a question, I can get an answer. I don't have to say I'll go home and check and be back tomorrow when they don't care anymore. And they can see photos and videos. Some of them have said, I went to Puerto Rico for February. Can you show my pictures? Sure, I would love to. And then they can tell us, and they're the ones that are sharing the information. It's not just me. And all of the practice activities that we put up, they can now work collaboratively. I can show them a picture. That's what they were doing just last block today. I showed them a picture of winter, and they were writing 5, 6 sentences in Spanish and practicing them together to explain what was happening in the picture. And they were working together on that. So one of the most important aspects of having the technology from LEEF is that I can expose kids to things that are going to be an integral part of their future, the technology that they need to use, but it also demonstrates to them a willingness for lifelong learning and trying new ideas. Not all of the technology that we ask for, we know how to use that well at first. So we do have to learn as teachers how to use it. And that shows the kids that you're never too old to learn anything. I do remember when LEEF was just establishing itself, I was one of the teachers invited to Glen Meadow to see what this was all about. And they wanted to explain the idea to us, get our input. We were so excited by the possibility that a lot of us, as soon as the grant process was ready, we were the first ones to apply. I think the first projector I got was one of the first grants that was awarded. And that's what I think makes it so important, is that the excitement, the potential for new ideas of engaging students, it creates an energy in the building that then makes us want to learn more, that we want to continue our professional growth, and that enthusiasm extends to our kids, and it creates just a great learning environment for everybody. So it's been a very rewarding process of having received several grants and being able to do what I wanted to do without having to say, if only. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. At this time, I'm going to present the grant recipients and request that they come forward to receive their grant awards, as well as a LEEF Grant and Action Calendar that we have for you. I'm going to ask our LEEF President, Evan Robinson, if he would come up, please, to present the awards. This is a first for LEEF, This is the first time that the board has sent the 2 bald guys up here to run the show.
In photography, there will be glare.
We've arrived, Evan. Beth Renola is our first grant recipient. She is from Blueberry Hill School. The grant is Automaticity and Fluency RAVO Program. Tracy Bradshaw from Williams Middle School is our next. Chrome Computer Cart in Williams Middle School. Rob O'Connell from Lometto High School. The Applied Mathematics Laboratory Classroom. Lauren Heaton from Blueberry Hills School. Multisensory instruction for kids with language learning difficulties, dyslexia, and specific learning disabilities in reading. Thank you, Lauren. Marcy Kearing from Center School. Laptop cart in Center School. Pam Novak from Glenbrook Middle School. Laptops for Science. Lucy Schrenker authors a grant for Center, Blueberry Hill, and Wolf Swamp schools. String bass access for elementary instrumental music instruments. Sylvia Scott from Blueberry Hill School, The World at Our Fingertips, smart boards for grades 3, 4, and 5. Kathleen Lawson from Williams Middle School cannot be with us today. Her grant is Broadway Teachers Workshop, and her principal, Chris Collins, is going to accept the grant for her. Thank you, Chris. Janet Smith Coyne from Lometto High School. The grant is Scope It Out. And Janet was kind enough to bring her grant stereoscopes and set them up over there with samples that were her grant for everybody to take a look at later. Kara Crandall, Mary Ellen Gallant, John Wills, and Susan Newton are the grant recipients from Glenbrook Middle School, laptops for 7th grade team use. Mary Ellen, Susan Newton, come on up, Susan. Is Mary Ellen or Susan here? Come on up. John could not be here. If you would take his, please. Thank you. Maureen Yell from Blueberry Hills School. The grant is Landmark Summer Outreach. Maureen. Daniel Albert is a recipient from Glenbrook and Williams Middle Schools. He is not teaching this year, but Chris and Dan Sullivan are going to accept the award for him. Thank you, Dan. Laura Giugio from Center School, Technology Trailblazers is the grant. Elizabeth Scanlon is a grant recipient from Williams Middle School. Rebecca Noble is going to accept the award for her today. The grant is Meeting the Needs of the 21st Century Learner. Beth Renola from Blueberry Hill, International Dyslexia Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 LEEF Grant Awards. Congratulations. The work of LEEF and the challenges of fundraising and grant selection and implementation goes on throughout the year. We are grateful for the strong working partnership we enjoy with Superintendent Marie Doyle and appreciate her strong support and wise counsel. Marie and Larry Birdie devoted countless hours in helping to make this building the wonderful success it is, while at the same time, Marie was designing and overseeing the building of her own new home on the Cape. And I'm delighted to tell you that we are all invited down to her new home this weekend. I would like Marie to address us now. And on your way up here, Marie, please receive our check, our official LEEF check, in the amount of $103,502. Evan, you want to come up here? Wow. Marie, why don't you? That'll make a few mortgage payments for you.
It's absolutely an honor to receive that check. When I tell my friends who are superintendents that we received $103,000 in grants, they are absolutely amazed, jealous, mystified. That really is the result of hard work of many people. I know that the LEEF Gala in particular brings in a lot of money, but Jen, I know the hours and hours and hours and hours that go into actually organizing that. And it takes a lot of people to do it, but to be the chair people, thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate it. For so long, people of my generation heard about the 21st century, and I'm older than the teachers in the room, so this is a history lesson, sit tight. We were told back in the 80s that schools would change dramatically. People predicted that computers would come along and revolutionize the way students learn and the way the teachers teach. We could only dream about this uncharted course. I had to use a copy machine that you hand cranked. You weren't allowed to use copy machines because they were so expensive. They had the blue ink. Have you ever seen the blue ink? Okay, that's my generation. So they're talking about this thing called a computer. We hadn't even seen one yet. In the 1990s, they arrived. It was the early 1990s that they first started showing up in schools. They entered the classrooms, and at first the whole thing was getting kids to learn how to use them. We had more problems with the computers. Nobody knew how to fix the glitches. You didn't have Windows. You didn't have similar platforms, so there was always a challenge. Most of the time, we had kids organized in one computer lab where we teach them how to use the computer. We might get some word processing done, databases were built, and then they began to come in with some good programs. Some of the programs were like Timeliner, Oregon Trails, Math Blasters, and we began to see the potential of what could be. That was exciting when those came out. The tech people are all laughing. But that was really exciting because we saw an interaction with kids that we could receive data back from the technology. Then the first decade of the 21st century arrived. We saw endless potentials, and technology has moved at rapid speed, often too hard for us to keep up with. We've seen slideshows, electronic whiteboards, graphic calculators, color printers, SimCity, engineering programs, math programs, language programs, vocabulary. We see the microscope programs that are being used, and even much, much more. It's emerging every single day something is coming out. But at the same time, traditional education has continued. Students still needed book closets, cameras, science materials, band days, art materials, office studies, special education supplies, school gardens, drama clubs, and more. Since 2001, LEEF has been there to not only help us adapt to the challenges of the 21st century, but to make sure that our day-to-day needs are met as well. This year, as Joe said, they've awarded 268 grants, and they've spent almost $1 million since 2001 to support our schools. LEEF, comprised of parents and community members, have answered the call to help our schools continue to be one of the best in the state and one of the best in the nation. From Elmos to iPad carts to Chrome carts to art to music to math to science to more, LEEF has been there. They've been our backbone of innovation when we have an idea, they say we want to try this. They're the pathway that leads to changes that are making our district better, stronger, more engaging for our students, while allowing for more creativity of our staff. Today, LEEF comes again to present grants to our teachers. On behalf of the district, I say thank you to the LEEF board and LEEF members. Longmeadow Public Schools are recognized as leaders, and this is due to LEEF support. We could not be as creative nor provide the tools of the future without your funding. Thank you, LEEF. You have made an extraordinary difference in our schools. And at this time, I'd like to ask all the LEAF members and board members to please stand up so that the staff can see who you are. I also invite any of the LEAF board members or members that would like to come see some of the technology or some of the innovation in use to give me a call. We'll set up a time and we'll visit classrooms. I'd be happy to do that for a small group or an individual. It's always nice to get out to the classroom, so feel free to do that. I'd love for you to see how excited the students get, how motivated teachers are, and what a difference your work is making in our schools today. Thank you very much, LEAF.
At our conclusion, I would like to have all of the grant recipients please come up here for a group photo with Marie, with Evan, check, and would like everybody to remain for refreshments. Check out the stereoscopes that Janet would be delighted to show you, and meet our recipients and our board members. Thank you very much for attending.